Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage. Today we're going to do a little confessional for our intro. So over the winter when we were getting this car going, beautiful going, I was driving it around and it wasn't very warm outside, so the car never really got really hot, and I was driving it locally and everything seemed great. And then I took my first time it got like a warm day, I was like, I'm going to go drive this thing and go have lunch with my buddy Nick. And it was about a 30-minute drive or so, and on the way there, it started to push coolant, and the engine was getting up to temperature. And this thing, as a standard, doesn't have a coolant temperature gauge at the time. So as I was driving, I thought that was a little odd. I drove it to have lunch. On my way back, it got really bad, and it proceeded to shoot the radiator cap off very high in the air, and I lost it, and it was just very, very bad. Overheated the engine, and it was just boiling over, and steam everywhere. And I limped the car home, and obviously something with the block was cracked, and it didn't show itself until I had higher RPMs going, got some heat in the engine. And this is just the gamble you play with old barn find type cars and old flatheads and things like that. So the engine is hurt. It still actually runs, because I got it to, like what I was just joking about earlier with us, is nuclear temperatures I think the engine got to, and it still actually starts and runs. It's just hurt. It's dropping out cylinders. It's not good. I got it really hot, and it's just the engine needs to be replaced. So we got an engine in trade, a 59 AB, for a set of bumpers that we were selling, and one of our customers or viewers had an engine that his dad had said, or he's telling us his dad had said it was rebuilt, and his dad never used the engine, and his dad passed away. He still has it, and we're a sucker for a flathead and a good story. So on that, we're gonna go get we got that engine, and we have it here at the shop. We're gonna try and get that engine on the run stand, get it going, and then hopefully swap it out in this car, and we'll be driving this thing really, really soon because it's getting warm. We gotta get this thing going. So we're gonna start working on that engine, see if we can get it to run, and we'll do our typical run stand stuff, and then hopefully toss it right in the car.
Yep, okay.
Sacrifice a empty gasket, but that's how it goes.
Oh, jeez.
That sucker is...
That is glued down.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
That'll have to be removed. You
Yeah,
got clean at it. That's
Never run.
No way.
Nope.
There's not even oil in there.
Nope. That is a brand spanking new clutch.
Yep, flywheel side.
Yeah.
Didn't even...
Nice.
Just got rust on it from sitting for
Yep.
how many years?
Nice.
All right, well, that's a good
Thank
sign.
you.
That goes.
Clean that puppy up, and it's good to go.
Shit. That good? Oh. See about lining like these two top ones, 'cause that's gonna probably hit first. Another victim.
cadmium nuts too.
Yeah, brand new hardware.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna have a parts trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, trip somebody. There it goes. Let's see what we got. Whoops. See if we got any bent studs like that other one.
Right.
That was such a
I
pain.
don't think so.
Get pulled off just right.
Now your gasket, hey, get something thin and
Yeah.
save that gasket.
What do you need, a screwdriver?
No, putty knife
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something thinner.
Or finding our oil. Yeah, right?
Open it up a little and I'll push it.
I think it's free now.
You're loose all the way through.
There it
They
is.
painted the studs and the valves. They got overspray on the and the.
Yeah, so you got rust in the cylinders.
Oh, look at that one.
Oof. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
That one is not happy.
Nope.
That was filled with water for a while. Wow. That would do it.
Mm-hmm.
build the head too.
Yeah, they did. That's not a happy one there.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah, it must have sat and got some water in that cylinder.
Yeah, and I think that's
Dirt, maybe? I don't
no, it's rust.
It didn't
It's
feel like
scale.
rust. It felt almost like dirt.
Yeah, but it's heavy scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
scrape it out.
You could see where the cylinder, where he ran it, when he was
Mhm.
turning it over, you could see where he went down just a little bit and the cylinder was perfect.
Yep.
So we'll have to see if we can derust it. It looks like it says 80, or is it 80 or no, 30 over.
Oh, nice.
Everything, that isn't rusted looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, blow. Watch your eyes, everybody.
Yep. Watch yourself, Joe. Coming at you. There it goes.
Clear.
Okay. Got one cylinder here that looks like it had some, but not as bad. Definitely had some water in it.
Yeah.
Looks like they've all had it, but you cranked it till it stopped.
Yeah.
This still has water in it. That's not trans fluid.
So this must have been sitting, not that long ago, it was sitting outside.
Yeah. It wasn't sitting outside all those years.
It's probably sitting under a tarp or something outside.
Mm-hmm. No, with no carburetor on it.
Now you're coming back up with this, and I wouldn't advise
Yeah.
that. I'd go the other way and get it all the way down the
Yep,
bottom
yep.
and get it cleaned up.
There you go. Coming.
You're in a good spot right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're down. Yeah, you're down past the damage on it.
Well, it even went past, so it's rusted even lower.
Yeah. That's probably where do you want me to try and go down a little more?
Might as
Well,
well.
actually, you are past the rust.
We could see when we first opened it up, you could see where it was clean.
Mm-hmm.
There we
There
go.
you're going even more. That's good.
Yeah, that looks like it's
Yeah,
clean.
it's smooth down there.
that's doing
It actually looks not horrible.
Yeah, wow. You know what that's my dad, oh no.
Oh, okay, I cleaned cleaned the dirty oil off it.
It cleaned the really, like, scaly stuff
Yeah.
off. There's still, it's doing something. It's just,
Oh, it's definitely doing something, yeah.
got a ways to go there, buddy.
Well, let's give her a little more, see what we get.
Hope you're not planning to go anywhere tonight.
No, not tonight.
I'll get you a tot.
There you go.
At least it's there.
You don't have any coating or anything like that?
I have oil. I just put
Yeah, some with like there's inside the seat or I've seen it.
They'll push open, they just won't come back down.
Well, I was trying to get the crap off the back side of the seat. Ooh, you feel it's a little tight there.
That's because of the cylinder.
Oh, it's coming back up that
The
one.
rings are kind of cutting the rust.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting plenty of lube on it.
Yeah, yeah, that one just leaked all the trans fluid
Yep.
into it. And the valve open.
That's all right.
That's what we want. Ooh, that just put a bunch of crap. It's actually good. It's forcing all the crap out around behind the valve.
I gotta do it several times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's moving by itself. Nice.
Easier to turn too.
Good. Good, good, good.
Yeah, that. Oh, we should probably wipe that cylinder out. It's
Yeah.
all kinds of crud in it from cleaning the cylinder wall. Actually, all these probably need,
Yeah, probably a good idea to clean them out.
so we're not dragging more dirt along. Brand new engine with patina. What the hell?
You don't want the patina on the inside.
Yeah,
though, right?
I like patina, but I don't like it on the inside of my engine. Yeah, that's not good.
Nope.
It's like fake engine patina there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably got some problems now.
Yeah.
He's on life support, but we're gonna save it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Not that bad. Pretty damn good.
Well, when it was sitting outside in the rain, it was on life support. They didn't care about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna give it a good loving home in a 34 Ford.
Yeehaw.
All right, so we got the engine all freed up, like you guys saw. We ended up taking a hone and running in a couple of those cylinders to take some of the surface rust off, and it turns over pretty easy now. So I think we only had what, one valve? There was like one valve on one of these cylinders that was the problem cylinder that was sticky. Just a little tap with a mallet, it went right down, and we put some oil down, and it's been good. So engine's turning over nice and easy, which is good. You can see how clean everything is. The bores, the pistons, I mean, not only, this has definitely never been fired. It's very clean inside of here. Really the worst is these couple of cylinders where they've got some water and crap. There's just some surface rust and paint that's flaking from when they painted it. So we're gonna have to go through and clean all these up and obviously make sure we're not dropping more stuff down the intake ports. And then just the valley is really clean again. There's just a little bit of, debris and stuff from it sitting around for many years. Now the one thing is this engine is definitely fully dry. So we checked the pan, it's totally dry. It really has been assembled and probably, it's never even been probably a starter turn it over. So we're gonna need to take this oil sensor out and manually fill or force feed the engine some oil down this port here, just so when we first start cranking it with the starter, we can quickly get oil pressure and we're not running this thing dry. Now we are pouring a bunch of lubricant down the cylinders, so we'll have a little bit of leeway, but either way we want to try and get oil pressure as quick as possible. So that's probably our next thing. Steve's got to take these old head gaskets off. These are the fiber ones, like on the McCullough engine, where the previous owner pulled these gaskets off and it left gasket material. So you can see, excuse me, on this head here, that's a good example of what they didn't take off on that McCullough engine. This is what happens. And you get the fiber gaskets and you pull them off, you get a little bit on the edges there. And if you just slam the head back on, you're going to have problems like we were having with that other engine. So we got to peel this off, clean it really good, and then we're going to put a new set of gaskets on. Moon's wrecking the place. It's kind of a shame because these are brand new gaskets, but we don't want to take a chance. You know, it's like you said, Steve, cheap insurance. So yeah, we're gonna work on that, and then this engine needs the pulleys. Whoever moved this thing around was a gorilla and damaged a lot of stuff. So this crank pulley needs some straightening or replacement. The push rod was bent, etc., etc. I think it was rolled around on the ground. So we're gonna get this cleaned up and hopefully get the heads back on and maybe start getting some oil pressure here next. All right, so we found a bucket of water when we let the drain plug out, so that's great. And Steve's got pretty much all the bolts off, so it's just one left to pull the pan, I believe, or two.
That should be it.
Now, do they glue it to the block?
Right, how hard is it glued on?
Might take a couple hits with the... All right, so Steve got a little bit of moisture and whatever's in the pan cleaned up. It is like really clean. Everything's brand new. It just sat. You could see this flywheel just from sitting. You know, we got to clean that off. But it's got surface rust. But underneath, everything is like nice, new. There's still like the lithium grease Steve noticed that's, you know, for the bearing, the assembly lube for the bearings and everything. It hasn't even really, you know, the grease hasn't even turned black from being used. So this thing is, aside from the water, that a little bit of water it got in, it looks really good. So we got a new oil pan gasket. I had to sacrifice that, of course, to do exploration. So we're ready to throw that back on. We're gonna button the heads up and intake and put it back on the stand, and we can maybe fire this thing. Can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Do you have one in your hand?
I'll hold this up first.
Oh, okay.
Get one or two started on your side.
Oh man, I
get
get
up there.
I get the easy job. Oop.
Oh wait, we gotta go back a little more. Hang on.
Yeah, you gotta go behind that. Gotta go behind that crank. There you go.
Okay, I think we're about in the area there.
Get that one started. I'll hand you this one. I got my hand on the bottom.
All right.
So I got the biggest can of oil I could get, and I'm gonna put it in the smallest hole in the.
Yeah.
See if I can make 2.5 gallons be controllable.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how quick this is gonna.
Not too quick.
Oh, that's not bad. Problem is it probably gets airbound.
Mm-hmm. No, it certainly is.
And then if you...
You got a long, thin screwdriver, try sticking it down in there.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go get one, but I think something bad might happen if I let go of this.
Do it.
Yeah, anything that'll... If you can get down to where the issue is, yep.
Bada bing.
There we
There
go.
we go. Ford logo goes down.
Mm-hmm.
That's unusual.
It is.
Henry didn't know about that. Can't have my name pointing towards the bottom.
Right.
Alright, what do you got? These longer ones. These are the longer ones.
I think they're all the same.
Oh,
They look
okay.
like they're all the same.
Goes there. technically they're supposed to have shorter ones on there. Don't have the big balls.
Ah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, we don't have to bottom out them.
Mm-hmm.
An issue. All right, so got our engine all dressed up. We're gonna check for a spark like we always do, just to rule out anything getting messed up. Taking the distributor on and off. This is our famous yellow plug wire test distributor that works well. So I got the plug hooked up. I guess I'll tap the starter and just see if we have a. Hey, if the thing moves. Ready?
Yep.
Spark?
Sparking. Yep.
Okay. We have spark. I'm sure it's gonna crank a little slow because everything's kind of tight. Not...
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad that starter worked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another win. All right. Multiple wins. Let's give it a try. Do we have enough fuel, or you want to?
Yeah, there's plenty of fuel in there.
From us squirting. Pressure?
Is there any pressure coming up?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
It looked like I had 40 before I was looking at you. I
Sweet.
should have been looking at the gauge.
No, yeah, well, you long.
Give it a squirt or two.
Yep, it's kicking.
Yeah, it went up 50-55 cranking, so that's good.
Sweet.
I think because we filled that back area, it helps. Big
Yeah,
time.
oh, definitely,
I
yep.
was taught that at least.
Yep.
That just goes down into the lifters.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. It seems like it's turned in pretty good.
It is, it's a lot, yeah.
Okay. Step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Choke's not quite on. It might be.
Yep, might need a little bit. Nope.
Not quite. All right, so we got this engine running for a while. We got coolant in it, and we were running it. It didn't overheat. We were trying to get it to run. It was doing wasn't running as smooth as we would hope, and we were kind of just fiddling with it. But what happened is we ended up taking lunch and let the engine sit. And when we first started this engine up, you guys are going to quickly know where I'm going with this. We first started this engine up after Steve put coolant in it and let it sit for, like an hour or something, getting everything ready. I noticed, see, we got this thing pulled apart. I noticed that this side, it was spitting water out of the exhaust. And I thought maybe, it's, I don't know, condensation, who knows what. I ignored it. But after we went and took a lunch, it came back, we ran the engine and it didn't overheat or anything. I mean, you can still see the coolant's actually still got some heat in it. It didn't overheat and all, it seemed okay. We just were going to play with the carb more. We found that we fired it again and it was spitting more water out the exhaust. And then I noticed that every time we took even like a 5-minute break, it would spit water out the exhaust. So it also just wasn't running quite right. We couldn't get it to idled down. It was missing. It's acting a little funny. So Steve pulled the plugs, and this is the head that we already pulled. He pulled the plugs, and he noticed, this is what you expect. This is the rear cylinders here. You're going to see some sort of residue, and when we went all the way up to the front ones, they were like, the plugs were clean. I mean, they were like really clean, scary clean, which is, anybody knows where we're going with this, it's had this problem. So something was cleaning that. So we pulled the exhaust manifold, and what we found was this center port here had water coming out of it. And if we wait a moment, you could probably already see there's water. See, there it goes, bubbling and coming out. Now, I'm no engineer, not really that smart, but I kind of know that there's not supposed to be water coming out an exhaust port in this thing. It's no boat engine. There's not supposed to be water running through there, so that's not good. Then we pulled the head, and Steve noticed that this cylinder is really clean, like scary clean. Look at the valves, and then you go to the other ones. We only ran this for what, maybe an hour, 40 minutes total combined.
Yeah.
So, we have, what you would expect on the other valves, but this one is like really, really clean. The cylinders, like, and pistons, are scary clean. So that is not good. There's 2 strikes. Third strike we kind of figured out off camera, but we were trying to ignore it. This engine, even though it was rebuilt, unfortunately, through changing hands numerous times, it was never started, but it sat and got water in it. So you guys saw we were honing a couple of the cylinders. Well, this cylinder was pitted pretty badly. You could tell it had a lot of water in it. And it sat with, inches of water in the cylinder. So we honed it as best we could, but we knew it was not great. We went and did a compression test before we even fired this engine, or I think maybe right after we fired it the first time, just to see. But we fired it early on, or compression tested it, and every single one except for this cylinder was getting 100, 110, high 90s. They were all pretty darn close, pretty good, except for this one was 55. So for anybody who can count, that's 3 strikes. This engine's not something we'd want to use in Beautiful. So we lost on this one, unfortunately. So this is what happens when you're messing with flatheads and old antique cars. Stuff like that happens. And the person that we did the trade with, he had no idea. It was his dad's. It had been passed from his dad to his neighbor and back to him. He made no guarantees. I took a gamble. It looked good inside, but doing this on the run stand is why we do this, because if we would have just started this thing and heard it run and been like, okay, it's good, put it in Beautiful, then we would have had an engine that had another problem, had to pull it again. So now we know. I don't want to risk it. Yes, you may be able to fix some of that stuff, but with how many engines we have, we don't want to do that. So the engine does have a lot of good internal parts, adjustable tappets. The pistons are basically, everything's pretty much brand new. So what we could do is get a good block, take all of these parts and put them in a good block for another day. But we have more engines. I'd rather start with another engine and try and get something in Beautiful sooner than later. But that is what happens. You guys know that we did the flathead top tips, and this is some of the stuff we talked about. It happens to us, on occasion as well. You never know until you get these things running. That's the first one I've had where a crack's been in the exhaust port like that, but you never know what happened to these engines all these years ago. So probably even before that was rebuilt, that was a problem, and they just didn't catch it or didn't pressure test it or didn't magnaflux it and just rebuild it, and that's what happened. So that is our video of fail for today. So we do not have another engine for Beautiful right now. We have to go through engines and pull another candidate, but hopefully we can get something together and get it going again, because it's getting warm and I'm pretty bummed that we're not driving that car like we had hoped. So thank you guys for following along. Hopefully you learned something from this yourself, and you can, buying engines and messing with stuff. Hopefully you can learn some of this stuff, and it's something that you can check for yourself and save yourself a little bit of time and money. Thank you guys. Catch you later.